Hi Capricorn, this is your reading for the month of October 2020. Let's get right into it with the beginning of the month. There's a lot of energy focused on self. When I was pulling the cards, when I laid them all out, I felt this really big surge of misunderstandings, but I'll get into that later. Right now I want to talk about the beginning of this month and self-focus. You guys are depending on yourselves. Like I was saying, you guys are depending on yourselves this month. I'm getting a real sense of resentment towards something. Here's the thing. When we reach a certain point in our lives where we have to depend on ourselves, and I'm not just talking about, financially grown up things. I'm talking about actual dependence and taking responsibility. We realize how much power we hold, and I think that's a big thing for you guys this month. Independence. A lot of you guys could be also going through this thing where you want to seek financial independence, but I'm getting more it's independence within yourself. Breaking away from old ideas. Breaking away from old things that don't serve you anymore. I feel like you guys are really not on the same path anymore. Okay. What I mean by on the same path is that you guys probably have went your whole lives thinking someone was some way, something was going to turn out some way, and when it didn't, you really had yourself to rely on. We get to a point where we realize that there's so much in this life that we need to do, and when it comes to trying to do them, we know that it could only go two ways if it goes wrong. Either it's on you, or it's on a situation, or a person. And I want to say I'm proud. I feel like you guys are really taking responsibility for something this month. This is a real month of you guys being in a mature state of mind, trying to understand and listen, and there's a sense of gratitude that comes with this too. I feel like you guys really are taking in the lessons instead of just listening to them. Does that make any sense? It's almost like not just taking a test, but knowing how to answer them. This is also a big month for change for you guys. One of the biggest cards that I pulled for you guys was the Wheel of Fortune, and I really sense that for you guys this month. This is a month of going on a new path, and I'm talking about like at the beginning of the month. I feel like you guys have probably been thinking about it for a long time, thinking about changing something up, and it doesn't just have to be just moving away from someone or something. It could just be as simple as changing your career. That's not too simple, but it's about change. It's not necessarily about other people this month. You guys could also be looking in. I want to kind of go back on that gratitude thing. I feel like you guys are really kind of not even just appreciating what you have and how you've gotten it. And I can look at these cards and say that you guys have really worked towards a point of knowing that there's everything in the world that you can gain and nothing that you can lose. That would make you depend on someone else. And you guys deserve it, and I think that you guys know that you do. There's really not a sense of cockiness here. It's more of just, what's more important than anything else to you guys this month is knowing how to get where you want without stepping over people, I feel like, and knowing how to work your way through success. I feel like you guys are successful this month in the ventures that you've done. I feel like you guys are doing the things that you've wanted to do for so long. Some of you guys might just even be taking steps to do that, and that should say enough. We get to the second half of the month though, and I believe the reason why the Wheel of Fortune was so prominent in that is because is we have to know how to humble ourselves during a losing streak. I think that's like the best thing, to know how to say, you know what, I've gained so much, I can't lose. I want you guys to know that there's something to be said about people that understand that there's a way to do things in a way that's true to yourself. By the end of the month, I do sense a feeling of you guys wanting to do things with a partner, or if you guys are in a family relationship dynamic, you guys wanting to show other people how to do the things that you've done. But just remember that there's always a way to do things without pushing people. You know what I mean? If people aren't gonna want to do it, they're gonna want to do it. I don't know, I just got that, but I just got that you guys might be wanting to teach someone something. Let's go back to self-improvement before we move on to the next person, place, or thing. Let's go back to rebuilding ourselves before we jump to this outwardly conclusion that we have put in the work, therefore we are done. Don't turn your back on the way you got to the place that you're going to be able to get to. Don't turn your back on the way that you were successful in the beginning. You know what I mean? Don't turn your back to this notion of, well, I did it the first time, so I can do it the second time. That doesn't always work. I want you guys to understand that you're capable of so much this month. There are so many milestones that you're going to go over. By the second half of the month, you are going to gain something financially. You are going to gain something, whether that's financial or emotionally, that's just independent in general. I want you guys to hang on to that, and I really want you guys to hang on to that. This is also just being a better partner. You guys could, there could be a lesson of you guys learning how to be a better friend, partner, coworker, because you've worked on yourselves, because you've decided that there's something more important than just being independent, but applying that. That's a really big theme, to apply your independence to your goals. It's easy to be by yourself, but it's harder to know what you're doing by yourself, independently. Something's gonna happen by the second half, like the end of the month. I'm talking like the 22nd, and it's gonna be put to the test. It's gonna be put to the test what you know. So make sure you don't fail it. You've already done the work. You know what it's like to be independent with your emotions, with your financial stability, and now it's really going to be put to the test this month. So I hope you pass. Have a good one, guys, and make sure you come back for next month's rating.